So guys, yesterday we discussed the agenda. Okay. So agenda, what we discussed, we are going to learn data warehouse concept, basic SQL to complex SQL we'll see, and Informatica tool, whatever with transformation logic, whatever the scope of Informatica tool is nothing but our ETL testing related scope. Okay, we are not going in a broad as like we are not developing any mapping and all. Whatever the limited scope is there, that only we'll discuss. Otherwise, Informatica is used. If you will learn Informatica, it's take more time to learn. Okay, so the testing scope, more than testing scope, we'll see so that you will be able to answer the question. Okay, and people in ETL testing, they will not ask much question from this. They will ask question from these two. Okay, basic of SQL, and they will ask, and data warehouse concept they will ask. And some of the company like LTI and others, they will ask you the Unix command. Okay, not every company, because every company they are not using for Unix. They will ask some question from manual testing, agile methodology. They will ask which methodology you are using, and then project explanation. Can you please explain me the project? Okay, so like that. Okay, so then we'll see some important interview questions. So that's and I will help you in building the resume also, so that you can you can upload the proper resume, and the format what I will give you, it will be more useful. Like company will consider your resume. Okay, so job assistance. Like if I'll have any referral or any openings in any company, if I'll come to know, I will refer you there. Moreover, I will help you into the online portal also to upload your proper resume and put proper keys and all to find the ETL testing job. Okay. So data warehouse concept, these are the topics what we are going to cover. Yesterday I discussed. If you have not gone through, then please go through the like recording. Okay. I just shared. If anyone is have not received, then let me know. I will share it again. Okay. So these are the SQL we are going to. SQL will work more because this is very 80%, 90% of your interview will depend on this SQL only. Other than that, all are secondary. Okay. So SQL is major things. You have to work more on SQL. Okay. Informatica tool, we'll see. These are the things for the testing related scope. More than testing related scope, we'll see. But we'll see like if any doubt and all will be there. Okay. So manual testing, these are the topics, whatever the topics are required for the ETL testing perspective. Okay, we are not going to cover full manual testing. Whatever the questions they ask in manual testing, and once you will be in a project, and what are the topics you will be working on broadly. So those only I will explain. Moreover, these are all topics for the manual testing and others. Okay, so the Python automation, this is the basic things I will teach you. Not will not go in a broad. So ETL testing and Python automation are different things. What like we for increase your weightage of the resume only will learn the things, and will put into our resume, so that they will ask, interviewer will ask that other than ETL testing, what skills you know. So you can say that I know Python automation, basic of Python automation. You can say that. Okay. So definitely they will not ask much question from Python. So don't worry. Our major focus is to ETL testing. Okay. Because getting job in ETL testing is much easier than other skills. So let's start the discussion. Yesterday we have discussed architecture of the ETL process. Okay, how it works and all, data warehouse architecture, how in a company we will have we will have in all over the company, how we'll have a data warehouse, their architecture. The mostly it will be common only, but moreover we'll see different architecture also if possible, if time permits. Okay, so this is what architecture. If anyone is having any doubt from architecture, and they can let me know. I will discuss it again. If anyone did not get the concept of data warehouse architecture, let me know so that we can discuss it again. If you will not tell, I will consider as no one is having any problem. Okay. Fine. So we'll move to data warehouse concept. What is data warehouse? Anyone is having any problem in this concept? It's a theoretical part you have to remember. Okay. And let's move on. Why data warehouse? And what is the difference between normal database and data warehouse? Any doubt, guys? Let me know if you have any doubt in this. A normal database, what we are using here, this is the normal database which will be used for the transaction related. Okay, and this is the for the target we will have history data. So from here, company will be able to generate the reports for the analysis purpose, and from the data sources, company will able to generate the revenue or the transaction. So business will be done from here. Okay. So that's what difference we have. And what is ETL testing? We saw yesterday. Any question in this? And data transformation, data extraction, and data loading, how it is done. Generally, in diagram, I just explained this. From this layer, we will extract extractions will be performed here, and staging area transformation will be done. And loading, it means like we are going to load the whatever the after transformations and proper data we are going to load into data warehouse. Okay, so this is the what I explained. Okay, so and then we discuss what is OLTP and OLAP. Okay, so OLTP is nothing but transaction processing. The source part, what we I have mentioned that the transaction will be involved in data source where like this is called as OLTP, and OLAP is nothing but analytical process, analytic processing, where you will have the proper history data, and this why we have history data, so that business user or client, they will be able to generate report, and they will be able to see the revenue of the company or progress of the company branch wise or business wise, country wise. They can able to generate day by day or monthly or yearly, they can generate the report. Okay, and here whatever the transaction will be there, day to day transactions will be there, and weekly transactions will be there. Okay, day to day, some of the companies, what they will do, end of the day, they will process the data, they will extract the data from data source, and they will move forward layer. Okay, so this is the OLTP and OLAP we have discussed. Next topic is the data mart. Okay, so any question till now? Till yesterday we have discussed till OLTP and OLAP. Anyone is having any doubt, please let me know. I will explain it again. Okay. Okay. Let's discuss further. Sales, you have any doubt? Sales, Atul, Balwant, Madhu.
No, Jayant, yes, ठीक है.
ठीक है. Okay.
No. This is a total theoretical. So
Okay. So if you'll have any doubt, if you want to discuss in Hindi or English, anything is fine. I'll explain it again. Okay. Jana, you don't have any problem, no? This like any questions?
No, Jayant. I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay, fine. Okay. So we'll see that difference between. We'll discuss this. What is data mart? Okay, so data mart is a simple form of data warehouse focused on a single subject or line business. So as we know that in any of the company, company will be made of different department, like say HR department, finance, sales, marketing, IT, okay, procurement team, other many department will be there. Okay, so a big organization or medium level of organization, they will have a separate department. So what happened, like once we got the data from this one, from this let me just copy this and okay. So if we'll copy this one, so we can say that uh, this is the data mart. Okay, so it's a subject specific. So this is also kind of data warehouse only, but it will represent the subject area. One subject area it will represent. So it will have. It is also having different database. One database, two database, three database, and multiple database for the specific department wise. Okay, so consider if any of the company is having a purchasing or sales or inventory, then they will make a different database and they will store those data into this. So it will have from business people also, they will be able to generate report from this also. Okay, data mart is nothing but it's a this is whole data will be there in a data warehouse in a target, but data mart they will do separate for the department wise. Okay, so if you will take any company, take Amazon or Flipkart, there also they can make it state wise data or country wise data. They can make a different data mart. So the concept behind data mart is nothing but they can break this into a particular subject. Okay, and this data mart can be before data warehouse or after data warehouse. So there is no prerequisite that it should be after data warehouse or before data warehouse. So it's like both the way a company can use it, and it depends on the again company architecture. Okay, company architecture.
I mean, it's based on a requirement,
Yeah,
right?
based on the company requirement, how they want to
Oh,
design their data warehouse. Either like they want from this, first make this as a data mart first before the data warehouse or after the data warehouse. Okay. So this is the what we have from the data mart. Any question? Jana, Madhu, Atul, Balwant, others? Okay. So with the data mart, teams can access data and gains insight faster. So department, if you will access the department-wise data, so you will have better access. Other than that, when you will see whole data, if you have say 1 million of data is there or 1 lakh data is there, it's combined of all department. So you will get lost in 1 lakh of data. But when you will have department data, you know that this I'm just fetching department data. Okay, so that is faster because they don't have to spend time searching within a more complex data warehouse or manually aggregative. Okay, so data for data mart are derived from data warehouse or from vice versa. Okay, in data warehouse also data will go from data mart, or from the in data mart data will come from the data warehouse. So that is what data mart. So difference between data mart and data warehouse is nothing but a data mart stores department data, a single subject. Okay, a single subject. A data mart, a data mart stored department data, a single subject. Okay, a data warehouse stores full company enterprises data, like combinations of all departments. You can say a data mart is designed for middle management. So obviously, if you will see the department-wise data, then definitely it's like it is for the middle management. Okay, so it's anyone from that department who is head on that department, say HR one head is there, so they'll be able to access those data. Okay, a data warehouse is means like if you will consider whole department data, then top management people will be able to take action on this, or they will fetch the data. Okay, so comparing data warehouse or data mart, data warehouse size ranges from 1 GB to TB because it's storing full organization data, whereas data mart size is less than 100 GB. It will be lesser than data warehouse. So simple word, the data mart will have less memory than data warehouse. Okay, so data warehouse designing process is complicated, where the data mart process is easy to design. Definitely, because the data warehouse, the data will come from the different department, and in the data mart will have the single subject. So it will have simple architecture compared to data warehouse. Data warehouse is focused on all department in an organization, whereas data mart focus on the specific group. Okay, so this is what difference between data mart and data warehouse. Any question, please let me know. Okay, so what is dimension and dimensions table and its type? So dimensions table and dimension means what? Let me. So I'm just opening my database and we'll see the one table in that. Dimension table is nothing but it's a table only, but they have mentioned dimension because it will have detailed data. If you will consider, let me fire a query. So if you have fired a query, I have just table as a employee. Okay, I have a table called employee in a database where we have all details of employee like employee ID, first name, last name, email ID, phone numbers, and other details, salary, commission, and all details for the employee from the organization. Okay, so there are in this table we have 107 record where we can say that we have a 107. Consider one example of a company. One company there they have 107 record, 107 employees in that company, and they want to store all employees details. So what they will do, they just draft it like this. This is nothing but if we'll say that dim underscore employee, this is what dimensions table. So all details will be stored in a dimensions table. Okay, so employee is a table, dimensions table means this is a table into a in a data warehouse or in a database. So dimension is a descriptive data which describe the key. Means descriptive data means detailed data, and describe the key means describe the what we want to describe or what we want to get details. So I mean to say that if we dim underscore employee is a dimension table, then it's describing the full organization employees details. Okay, so that it means. Okay, so you can say simply dimensions table is what? It's a detailed table in any of the organization. If first they will make a dimensions table to keep all details for the particular table. Okay, so and what is dimension in a table is nothing but these are value. Okay, 100, Stephen King, all these things are dimension in a dimensions table because it's describing the dimensions table. Okay, so this dimension, if you will include all these dimensions, then it's describing the dimension table. So the dimensions are organized in a table called dimensions table. That's what I just told you. Dimensions is nothing but these are all values are dimensions. Okay, dimensions table are used to describe dimensions. Okay, so this definitely dimensions are nothing but which is describing the dimensions table. A dimension table contains dimensions of fact. So fact table will discuss later, and we'll consider this point is pending from this topic. Okay, dimensions table are denormalized table. Okay, and primary key in each dimension table is related to foreign key in a fact table. So we'll discuss fact table and then we'll come again. There is no limit for dimension in a dimensions table. You can give n number of dimension in a dimensions table. Okay, n number of dimension in a dimensions table. Here 107. You will have millions of billions of record in a table. You can keep it, but the performance will be slow because you will have a multiple so you will have, if 1 billion of record in a table, then definitely fetching data from that table, it will take time. Okay, it will take some time to get the data because it will check overall full data. So what is dimensions type? Dimensions table type, we have confirmed dimension, we have junk dimension. What is confirmed dimension? A dimension table which can be shared by multiple fact table, which can be shared by multiple fact table. Okay, junk dimension is what? A dimension table which cannot use to describe fact in a fact table. So we'll see this again. So what is fact table? Okay, so what is fact table? Fact table and its type. Fact are numeric in a data warehouse or fact table. Think we have a table called fact underscore sales. Okay, so what it will have? It will have a fact underscore sales. You can say that this is the format we are writing the fact tables. Okay, and whatever the data, if you think that if this is a fact table, then it will have all data from the dimensions table. The fact table is nothing but it will have all data from the dimensions table. So if we'll consider fact cells, so you mean to say that it will have all numeric value. So employee ID will come from the dimensions table. You can say from employee dimension. Okay, employee ID. Okay, employee ID will come from the employee dimensions. Other than that, you can say that country code. Okay, country code will come from the country table. This also will be in a numeric value. Total sales, or you can say that sales amount. Okay, so this is also will be the numeric value. So the fact, what I mean to say, fact table is nothing but it will store only numeric value in a table. Okay, fact are the measurement in a fact. Okay, so in a fact table, when we say fact table, then all small part, all small data, that is called as fact. Okay, like in dimensions table, we are calling single value as a dimension. Like that, facts are also same way. Okay, fact are combinations of dimension from the dimensions tables. In fact table, we will have data from the dimensions table only. So the architecture will be like that. It will have the data from the dimensions table only. A fact table is a primary table in dimension modeling. Okay, we'll see the dimensioning modeling. A fact table contains measurement or facts, means its value will be numeric in a fact table. So we have some types of fact: additive fact, semi-additive fact, and non-additive fact. Semi-additive facts means measures should be added to all dimensions, means which can be shared with the all dimensions, that is called as the additive fact. Semi-additive fact means some of the measures can be shared with the some of the dimensions, that is called the semi-additive. Non-additive means none of the measures, none of the fact will be shared with the any of the dimensions table, that is called the non-additive. Okay, let me discuss, let me see this diagram. Okay, then it will be clear what is fact table and what is dimensions table. This consider in between this, consider this is a architecture designed by the designer for the table organization, how we have a data will be stored. So in fact table, this is its center, we will have fact table, and it will be surrounded by multiple dimensions table. So this is dimension date, this is dimension store, this is dimension product. What will have dimension date? It will have all details of the date related things. Okay, and in store, what will have the in dimension store, what will have all details of the store in a dimension format. Okay, so you can see ID, store number, store province, country, or in product will have all product details. What are the products are available in that particular department or store. Okay, and from this all data, from all this dimensions table, data will go to fact table. If you will see in a fact table, date ID is coming from where? Dimension date. Store ID is coming from the dimension store. Product ID is coming from product, the dimension product, and unit sold its own column. Okay, its own column. So in a table, when I say employee table, employee as a table, these vertical terms are called column. These are all called rows. Okay, so don't get confused when I say rows and column. Column means these are all columns: employee ID, first name, last name, email, phone number. These are all called in column, and these are all called rows. Okay. Okay. So any question anyone is having? If you have any question, we'll ask. We'll come again for the so dimension data model. When we'll see, then we'll see the organization of the dimension table and what is that, fact table. Okay, so this all numeric definition type you can read, and same thing you tell into the interview also. Moreover, when we'll work more, we can see, we'll see that more details on the dimension table and fact table. Generally, when you will go in a company, data, what in data warehouse you will have in dimension table and fact table format. Okay, and source side will not have dimension table and fact table. Okay, in target side only we will have fact table and dimensions table. Okay, So that is what this is the data warehouse architecture towards the target side, not source side. Okay. So what is dimensional data modeling technique? Any question, guys?
Short definition of dimension table and fact table.
So short definition of dimension table, you can say that dimensions table will have detailed data. Okay.
Okay.
And fact table will, you can say that fact table will have numeric data from dimensions table. That's all. But if you will give 3-4 line, I have mentioned 5-6 point. Okay. If you will tell 3-4 point in interview, then they will be fine with the answer. Okay.
Okay.
And this naming convention also, you can say that we will have dim underscore dim with some of the interview, what they will ask, can you name few dimensions table in your organization? So it depends on the project what you will tell. If I will say that sales is my this one
And this diagram for dimension table or fact table.
so all overall it's architecture of target in a data warehouse, how it will be organized. You will have multiple dimension table, you will have multiple fact table. This is
So
the
how can show dimension table diagram and fact table diagram separately?
yeah, you can show them like this is the fact table. But generally, if they will ask the question, what is fact table, then give the definition wise, and you say that it's in fact table, whatever the facts are there, those are numeric. So if you will see here in a fact table, date ID, store ID, product ID, these are all numeric value. It's not a character. None of the column will have the character. All numeric value will be there. Numeric means a digit value. Okay, numbers will be there. Okay, and this is the, if they interview will ask that, can you name few name? Can you give the few name of the dimensions table? Then you can say that dim underscore store, dim underscore product, dim underscore date are the few dimensions table example. And if they will ask you that, can you give me the some fact table example from your project? You can say fact underscore sales, and you can add with the name in our organization. Fact table are stored in this format, naming convention, fact underscore, and you can add anything, a fact underscore year, or fact underscore you can say total sales. Okay, fact underscore, you can say anything, application, credit application, something. Okay, but it will have all data from this all places. It will not have their own data. It will get data from this all places. Okay.
Okay.
So this what is dimensional data modeling technique? So this is the technique how data warehouse architecture or designer will design the data warehouse or target in a company. So if you consider the example of Flipkart, okay. So how there also, if they have data warehouse, then they will one architecture will design based on the dimension data modeling technique. So what is this technique? This is the way, this is the techniques what they are using to design the data warehouse in any of the project. Okay, the purpose of dimensional modeling is to optimize the database for faster retrieval of data. So if you will see here, how simple it looks like. Okay, data is coming in a fact table from different dimensions table. If they will keep in one line, I made this also table, this also table, this also table. If it will be not organized, then they will not able to fetch the record properly. It will be very complex. So using dimensional data modeling technique, this is the proper way. They will keep a fact table in between and the dimension table surrounding. So, and the fetching data from those tables, it will be easy. It will be interconnected. It will be interconnected. If you will see here, one definition I have mentioned in a dimensions table. Okay, what is that? Primary key in each dimension table is related to foreign key in a fact table. So this fact table and primary key are fact table and dimensions table are interrelated. Okay, so if some keys are there, primary key in a dimensions table is related to foreign key in a fact table. We'll see what is primary key in a foreign key. in upcoming when we'll discuss constraint in SQL. That time we'll see. Okay, so that time we'll see what is dimension data modeling. Okay, sorry, what is primary key and foreign key? So, but as of now, you just consider primary key and each dimension table is related to foreign key in fact table. So they are interrelated. So that is what they are made. Dimension data modeling technique they made such a way that they are interrelated, so that a link is there for each table. Okay. Dimension model in a data warehouse arranges data in such a way that it is easier to retrieve the information and generate report. Dimension data modeling is most often used in a data warehouse system. It is most often and it's suggested in data warehouse system. Okay, it designing data models for data warehouse or data more. The most common used schema types are star schema, snowflake schema. So these are the two schema what architecture will use to design a data warehouse. Okay, so that the data will be in an organized format. If it's a sales data, then will be in a sales table. If it's like date data, then it will be in a date table. If it's like a store data, then it will have a store data country wise. So all the data they will store proper format using star schema and snowflake schema. Okay, so any question? Any question, guys? No? Okay. So we'll move next topic. Okay. So what is a star schema? So a star schema is a technique where like architecture or designer will design data warehouse. Okay. So a star schema is simple way. If you will see the diagram, this looks like a star. So how a star will be there? It will be surrounded by multiple dimensions table. So it looks like a star. That's why it's called as a star schema. So what will happen? What will be there in a star schema? So in center will have a fact table and it will be surrounded by multiple dimensions table. It will be surrounded by multiple dimensions table. So this dimension table will represent one detail table. This dimension table will represent another detail table. Like that, it will have multiple dimension table. The simple architecture of a star schema, we have center fact table and it will be surrounded by multiple dimensions table. So if you will see here, company wise, how they will have. Okay, so consider this is a sales fact table. Okay, and above we have time dimension, product dimension, employee dimension, customer dimension. So from this order ID will go, from this product ID will go, from here employee ID will go, from here customer ID will go, and this total quantity discount will be calculated based on the all these details. Okay, so these are all their own columns in a fact sales. Okay, so time dimension, fact sales, these are all how a star schema will look like. We will see definition wise. I just explain you, I shown you the diagram to get the idea. Okay, a star schema is a database. So it's a database which contains centrally located fact table, which surrounded by multiple dimensions table. Okay, this looks like a star, so it's called as star schema. What we saw in the diagram. Okay, same thing. The center of the star consists of a fact table, and the point of a star is dimensions. So center is fact table, and it is considered with the multiple dimensions table or surrounded by multiple dimensions table. That is what we have a star schema. Okay, and what is snowflake schema? In star schema can be complex also. This is a simple star schema. Complex star schema will have more fact table. Okay, more fact table. So here we are able to see one fact table. It will have two fact table, three fact table, five fact table, like that it will be designed. Okay, so that is what is snowflake schema? Snowflake, if you may heard snowflake if you will go in the Himalaya side and all. So what will be there? There snow will be in a format of, let me see if I've considered that picture. So in this format, snow will be there. So like this only snowflake schema will be designed. So this is the what the name came from the snow. So snow exactly will look like, if you if you will see by the lens and all. So you will see that this snow design is like that. So snowflake schema also designed like that only. If you will see the simple snowflake schema, this is the star schema. This is the complex or simple snowflake schema. So this will look like this snow. That's why it's a snowflake schema. Okay, what it means? What it means? Okay, another star schema. You can see the example: time, location, item, branch, and the star sales fact table. Okay, so this will give you the idea, and in any of the project how like our data will be organized or star schema will be designed. So what is snowflake schema? Snowflake schema is nothing but it is the extension of star schema. Extension of star schema. What it means? What it means, if you will see. So if we'll consider one center, we will have sorry, it's not writing properly. So if we'll have one center, we will have fact table, okay, and it will be surrounded by multiple dimension table, okay. It will be surrounded by multiple dimensions table. Say this is a one dimension table, and this is another dimension table, okay. So this is another dimension table, and this dimension table can be extended further. This dimension table can be extended further, okay. So this is what it is called as snowflake schema. So if you consider this is the date we have, date dimension. Then we can say that from date dimension can be make it as a year dimension, and here half yearly, we can say half yearly, or half yearly dimension, or here for monthly data can be taken, can be organized, and from here we can say week wise or day wise data. Okay, so this is what dimensions will get extended further, and this is the complex architecture of the star schema that is called as snowflake schema. Okay, so the dimensions will get extended further, that is called as snowflake schema. Snowflake schema is an extension of a star schema, and it adds additional dimensions. It adds additional dimensions. The dimensions table are normalized with split data into additional dimensions table. So this dimension will split further. So that is called a snowflake schema. Okay. Any question, guys? Any question, guys?
So I have one question. Go upside. Previous slide.
Yeah.
So yeah, fact table. So yeah, this one. So in middle one, this is the fact table, right? So what we consider it, the fact table is the main data warehouse.
No. See, data warehouse is nothing but like this. You will have multiple diagrams for a star schema or snowflake schema. So data warehouse will be designed with multiple star schema. Okay. So because we are considering one diagram, so in this fact table, data will come from the multiple dimensions table. Okay, so from multiple dimensions table, and it will be organized such a way that it will be interlinked such a way that the star schema, you will be able to fetch the data. Can you ask question again? I just.
Okay, got the point. Okay, basically, fact table and the dimension table together make a database, right?
That's what. Yeah,
okay,
that's what.
Okay, got the point.
In any of the company, you will have say hundreds of dimensions table. Okay, and 10 or 15 or 20 fact table will be there. Okay,
yes,
that's all. Any other question? guys?
I thought I was thought in the different way. I thought this is not a part, but basically this is the main internal infrastructure where we can creating the data warehouse, like kind
Yeah.
of infrastructure.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I was thought in different way. I thought this is the another section. Sorry.
So this is the way to design a data warehouse, Snowflake or star schema. Because now data generation is more, that's why now people do follow Snowflake also. In any of the many company now, they are going for Snowflake architecture, because they have to organize data more, they have to create more tables and they have to store more data. So star schema also, it's like initial way, but now Snowflake also it's going fine. Before 5 6 years or 10 years back, Snowflake was a little lesser in use, but nowadays as generation of data is more, so they are making Snowflake architecture more. Okay, so this is what we have. Next topic is what is normalization, denormalization. We don't we should not go for normalization, denormalization in detail, because these are again developers things. Okay, so people will not ask you a question for the normalization and denormalization, but consider out of 100 interview, 1 or 2 people they may ask what is normalization and denormalization. So the definition by only you can say, data normalization is the database normalization is the process which sorry, I lost the screen. I just clicked here. Okay. So what is normalization and denormalization? The database normalization is the process which helps the database designer to design a relational database and with minimum redundant data. Minimum redundant data means what? Duplicate data. So using normalization technique, the people or database designer will design a database such a way that they will eliminate, they will have minimum duplicate data. Okay. Normalization is the process of data organization in a form of table. Okay, so in the form of table, just definition wise, you just put 1f, 2f, 2nf, 2 normal form, 3 normal form, till 5 normal form we have. So we don't need that much detail. Okay, so denormalization is the opposite process of normalization. Denormalization is used on the normalized database to increase the performance by combining tables to reduce the joins, so that the data can be fetched without joins. Okay, so you can simply directly you can fetch the data. So differences between normalization is used to remove redundant data from the database and to store non-redundant and consistent data into it. Normalization is used to combine multiple table data into one so that it can be queried quickly. Normalization uses optimized memory and hence faster in process. So this is the definition by. We'll see SCD slowly changing dimension and SCD type. SCD types, generally we will have SCD1, SCD2 and SCD3. When we'll be in between Informatica middle, that time we'll see a slowly changing dimension. What is slowly changing dimension? It will give the proper idea that time. Okay, so that's what that's all about the data warehouse. We have topics. We have covered almost all. If we'll miss anything, I'll keep adding. Okay, and we'll share the information in last when we'll have a section. Next, we'll consider. Next, we'll consider our next we will start. Any question? We have seen the topics of data warehouse. We covered almost all topics from the data warehouse, and this is the next topic we are going to start, because it's a weekend batch. So we have to go a little faster. If anytime you people can stop me if you will not get, or if I'm moving faster. Okay, so because we have lots of syllabus to complete and Python got also added. So we have to complete within 5 weeks or 6 months, 6 weeks. Otherwise, if I'll take more time, you people will forget the back theory, and it will difficult to again attend interview. So we'll start with the SQL basics first. Okay. Any question, guys? Okay. So I will help you in.
I thought.
Yeah, sure. Can.
I thought someone not taking the rest properly.
Someone not liking?
Someone not took the rest properly, I think. Because because I was hearing something yarn like that.
Okay, let it be. It's like people go on mute. Okay, whoever. Okay. So introduction to SQL. We'll see first chapter for SQL is we'll see what is SQL and the basic. You will not get any single question from this, but I will just explain you what is SQL and what we are going to see in this. So introduction to SQL database, understanding DBMS and Rdbms, sub language of SQL. What are sub language of SQL? Installation of SQL. I will help you for the installation of SQL. How many you have SQL installed in your laptop? Oracle SQL. Jana, you have installed. Soumya, you have installed Oracle SQL in your laptop.
No, Jay, I will just do it.
Okay.
Today.
What about?
You have shared me that installation procedure. No, today I'll just do it because it is not happening in my laptop. I'll just try it in one more system. Let me see to it.
And what system you are using? Company system or your own personal system?
No, in the company I cannot do it. In my own only I'm just doing it.
Okay, so let me know, or like for installation, I will schedule like a separate session, and we'll see who is having issue with installation. We'll take care of it. Okay, I will take control and will install it again.
Yeah, same. The same is why I'm doing the same thing. Because
Okay,
I also am unable to fix it. Yeah, right.
Salis, okay, Salis will do it later for Salis. And Balwant, what about you? You have installed Oracle SQL, or you need to install? Do we have Balwant?
Yes, Balwant is there.
Balwant, please
हाँ
go
हाँ
ahead.
हाँ मैं
हाँ, आपका इंस्टॉल है क्या वो Oracle SQL?
नहीं नहीं नहीं
अच्छा,
नहीं मेरे पास नहीं है।
ठीक है। तो आज शाम को या फिर वेडनेसडे मॉर्निंग एक 1 आवर का सेशन शेड्यूल करेंगे। कैन आई शेड्यूल 1 आवर सेशन फॉर इंस्टॉलेशन वेडनेसडे मॉर्निंग 8:30 इफ ऑल अवेलेबल?
8:30 में प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा, थोड़ा और जल्दी होगा तो चलेगा, मतलब 8 to 8:30 ऐसा कुछ। 9:30 ऑफिस जाने के लिए निकलना।
अच्छा, 8 o'clock will be fine. 8 o'clock will be fine for all.
Yeah.
Okay.
From my side, from my side is okay.
Okay, fine. So we'll try to. Other than that, like if any other people they have not installed, then we'll do it separately. No problem. But let's schedule at 8 o'clock morning Wednesday for the installation of software. Whoever have not installed, I will help them to install, and I will instruct them on what are the things needed. Okay. So and whatever like I am just planning. Okay. So that's what. Oracle SQL introduction. These are the Oracle introduction to SQL topics. What we have: sub language of SQL, installation of Oracle, data types in Oracle, operators in Oracle. None of the questions you can expect from the interview from this topic, but for the general idea or purpose, I'm just explaining. So SQL stands for structured query language. SQL is a language for database. Okay, so using SQL, we can store data, manipulate data, and retrieve data. So using Oracle SQL or SQL, you can able to store data in a database, and you can manipulate data. It means you can change the data format, you can insert data, you can create tables and all, and you can modify data this is what 1970 Dr. Edgar F. Ford of IBM is known as the father of relational database. So he only gave the concept of we can keep our data in this format, in table format, so that it's a manual work, the finding files. Previously, they were storing data into a file format. So keeping data in a file format, it was very lengthy, and sometimes if you will lose the file, means the whole data will go up. So they describe that we can keep in table format, and database idea they gave. Okay. So some common relational database management system that uses SQL are MySQL, MS SQL servers, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, Postgres, and other than that, I have not mentioned other. Teradata is there, Netija is there, SAP HANA database. So other many database are there. It depends on your project which database you will go. But like working wise, almost all are same. Minor difference will be there. For the syntax wise, but concept is almost same everywhere. Okay, so understanding DBMS and Rdbms, a relational database management system is a database management system that is based on the relational model. So Rdbms also came from the DBMS only. A database management system is a software that is used to define, create or maintain database and provide control access to the data. DBMS store data as a file. Okay, Rdbms store data in a tabular format in a database. So here is storing data in a file form. Relational database management system is an advanced version of DBMS. Okay, so previously people used to keep data in a file system. Later on, they developed relational Rdbms, and then they started storing into a table format. Nowadays, a table also become interlinked, and they will fetch data from multiple tables. Okay, so in DBMS there is no relationship between data, whereas in Rdbms data is stored in a form of table which are related to each other. So multiple tables will be related to each other, and from one table you can join another table, and you can fetch data accordingly. Related data. So relational means related data. DMS is used for the small organization and deal with small data warehouse. Rdbms is used to handle large amount of data. Okay, DBMS support single user, whereas Rdbms support multiple users. So that's what Rdbms. This is the one question you can expect. This is the one question you can expect. And other than that, this some of the interview, if the basic level they will ask, then they will ask DTL. What is DTL? What is DML? What are DRL? So this like hardly you can expect in the out of 100 interview, you can say that 2-3 places they can expect a question DBMS versus Rdbms, and tell me the sub language of SQL or what is DTL DML. Like in 4-5 interview you can consider. So what is DTL? Data definition language. Create, drop, alter, truncate, rename, or all belongs to DTL. DML insert, update, delete. DRL select. TCL commit, rollback, set point. This is plant and revoke. This we are not using. So what is the our scope from this sub language? We will not use this anyway. Okay, in DTL command will not in our ETL testing. When you will go in a real-time project, when you will deploy to a company, there you will not have permission to create table, drop table, or alter table. All these things you will not have permission at all, because if you will drop any of the table, if you will create, if you will drop any of the table, then whole means again developer has to create it. It's a very lengthy work. Okay, but you will have access. This also you will not have access. Okay, insert, update, and delete. You will have access for only select. Okay, so that you can fetch the data and you can do validation. You using select only, you will do all validation. Commit, rollback, also you will not have access because it's all related to this all topics. Grant, revoke, also you will not have access. Okay, only you will have access to select. But knowing bias will know everything. I will explain you or will cover each and every topic from this. So this is the software what we are going to install, 11G, Oracle 11G. Okay, and we'll work on this only. Latest version is we have 21C. Okay, Oracle 21C is available, but I do suggest 11G installation of 11G, and I have just mentioned the link. I have just mentioned the link and just explain the process, but you don't consider this process is old process I have mentioned. I have to just modify it. But when you will install Oracle SQL software, you need to install JDK file also to run the Oracle SQL properly. Okay, so this is the installation process. Data type in Oracle are string data types, numeric data types, and date and time data type. Okay, so character or string data type will have each character and char and varchar too. Other than that, we have varchar also and varchar too. In most of the mostly used things are varchar too and varchar. Okay, so varchar too is much usage. We are using more varchar too. Okay, and varchar also it is used, but later on it came varchar too, and people do use varchar to more. Okay, so that is what the numeric data type is nothing but we have number, float, and long. Okay, so number is what it will store the all numbers related things. It will have precision 1 to 38. Okay, and it can range -84 to 127. And float is nothing but it will have floating value, so decimal values you can say. Okay, and long is nothing but it will, if you will have big numbers, you can store, you can use long, but we don't need that much. We mostly we see this number wise and varchar 2, varchar 1, varchar 1. Okay, so next one we have a date and timestamp you will work. Okay, you will work on date and timestamp. So it will if any of the column, when you will create a table, if you will give a column, date column, then you have to format data type format, you have to give date only. If you want to add a timestamp for like second and all, which region you are, then timestamp will be suggested. Operators in Oracle is nothing but like SQL arithmetic operator, SQL compressor operator, SQL logical operator, and SQL unary operator. So these are the operators will be supported in the Oracle SQL. Okay, so arithmetic operator is nothing but add, subtract, multiply, divide, modulus. So add will do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus will give you the remainder part. Okay. So these are all we will compare two values, two A and B we will use. Okay, and the SQL comparison operator is nothing but we have it is used to compare one value to another, equals to, greater than, less than, greater than, equals to, greater, less than, equals to, and not equals to. Okay, so these are the, and we have or we will use a logical operator most of the time. Okay, so SQL logical operators are and, or, not, in, like, between. So all these things are very important with respect to Oracle SQL. So we'll use frequently what is AND operator, what is OR operator, what is not operator, in, like, and between. What is AND operator? So what it do, like it will return true if all the condition separated by AND is true. If you consider A and B, so both the conditions should be true, then only it will return the result. If any of the OR condition, OR operator is what? If any one condition from A and B, it will be true, then it will return the result. Not means it will navigate the result. If it's like you can say the display record if the condition is not true. Okay, in means it will, you can take multiple values inside the in underscore bracket in open the bracket, and inside that you can write 10 values or value specific only, close the bracket. So that is the general syntax. Like operator will be used to do like if it will match the pattern of the character. So between will again compare two values, between two values. If you'll say uh, between A and B, then it will give the result of that. Okay, SQL command compound is plus equals to, minus equals to, multiplication equals to, division equals to. This will if you want to multiply, add more values. So these are all will be not used much, but as for knowledge purpose, I have just included. That's all about the SQL introduction part. Okay, so this is what we have covered. We covered database architecture, and we covered introduction to Oracle SQL. So next class we'll see what is DDL command, and this both or like we'll see these two topics we'll see in the next class. Okay, or we can consider these three. So and from next week Saturday class onwards, you need to start practicing. So once I will explain DDL, DRL and DML, you have to practice more. Until unless you will not practice Oracle SQL, it will be very difficult for you people to get idea of it and get the proper knowledge. If you will do by your own, then you will understand the logic behind this. So what I will do, I will share you the this document as well as data warehouse. All this document I will share with you, and so that you can go through it. Until unless if you will keep it for tomorrow, then it will one day it will be full burden and you will be lagging behind. So I request, our target is to get job into ETL testing, like you can say that within 1.5 months, or from now 1 month you consider, because once we'll complete Informatica explanation, I will ask you people to put down, put your, keep your resume in Naukri or other online portal. I will help you into preparing the resume for ETL testing, and from that time we'll start attending interview. Once we'll complete the Informatica. Once we'll complete the Informatica, you have to start searching your job. So you can consider in another 1 month we'll complete this, and just don't keep it for tomorrow. You keep practicing, and the way I will teach you. I will teach you Oracle SQL like I will give you a definition wise. I will explain all this thing, whatever the topics we will have, and this also I will share the document. After each class, I will share the document, and the query part also I will share you, so that if you are new to Oracle SQL, you will have no difficulties. You can practice same set of queries, and I request other people to get more query from online after practicing all this. If once you will understand all these topics, all this query, then get more queries from online and start do practice more and more. Until unless you will be not perfect 100% in Oracle SQL, your selections will be difficult in ETL testing. So that's what I will share all these queries to you, and you have to type and you have to run it. Any question anyone is having? So this is the pattern we are, I'm just following here, so that you will not have any dependency on the online. And I do suggest just refer one document only for preparation of interview, either like DDL, what I am just sharing, you refer that only. And when you will interview also, if you will schedule at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock morning, from morning, you just read one document only, what you referred previously, and do attend interview, so that you will be able to give the exact answer and proper answer. So that's all about this we have. Okay. Galaxy schema is not needed. Okay. Only star schema and Snowflake schema we have for the testing scope. Okay, so we are here learning for the only for the testing scope. Will not go broader, otherwise you people will get confused and will get distracted from the getting job in ETL testing. Okay, so any question, guys? Any question, anyone?
No question from mine.
Okay, others?
No.
No question from.
Okay, Arup, you want to say something?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what about Madhu?
No questions.
Okay, you're fine with the explanation and
Yeah.
the way we are going to process further.
Yes.
Soumya, you have any question?
Jayant, I have a
No.
question.
Yeah.
Jayant, I have a question. Are you going to teach us subquery, how to write a subquery for the ETL testing?
Yeah. Subqueries, that's what it will be covered in Oracle SQL, what we have. So I will just show you what are the things we have. Okay, so if you'll see here, I'm just noted down all this thing. Okay, we are going to see DDL, DML, data retrieval, built-in function, data aggregation, integrity constraint, table join, subqueries also there, your portion, set operators, and transaction control language. Okay, so that is what we
Okay.
have.
Are you going to teach query optimization, like push down optimization, all those
Sorry,
in the
your
ETL
voice
testing?
is low.
Are
Can
you
you?
going, yeah, are you going to teach us query optimization? I mean, like push down optimization, all those techniques.
No, that is not required. See, we have only limited scope for ETL testing. Okay, we are not going for broader aspect. Our target is like who is having not an IT job, or who is like working on manual testing, or they are upgrading to ETL testing. For them, to get the idea of ETL testing and get job on ETL testing. So the broader aspect we don't do.
Okay, okay. Yes.
Okay, so hope you understand that we have a scope of ETL testing, testing related scope that much only. Okay.
Okay. And also this gather stat is covered in this course.
Sorry,
Gathering the stats are covered in this
stat
topics
means
in the gather stats, gathering statistics.
statistics. Why we want to go for statistics? We are not learning data science here.
No. Gathering stat means something like explain plan we have no for debugging, right?
That we when we'll see manual testing, that time we'll learn how to raise defect and how to debugging. Why we need debugging? It's a developer job, no?
Okay.
Our job is to just fire a defect and assign to a developer. And now a developer has to debug, and they have to look into the data why this issue came. Are
Okay.
you getting my point?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, so our see, you have worked on as a developer. That's why you have these are the question. But in working as a tester, we will have very limited scope. Will not have much scope.
Okay.
Getting
Got
my
it.
point. I know
Yeah,
developers'
got
job
it.
are very difficult, and they will be busy. See, I will tell you one scenario in any of the project. Okay, any project. If you are a developer, you will be full busy from starting. Okay, but as a tester, we will be free only if 2-3 hours per day. Also, if you work in a company properly, that is more than sufficient for us. So you can say that you people will be working at 9 hours, 12 hours continuously, and we will be working at 2-3 hours only. So that is what we have a scope for testing. So that is what it's easy to crack the interview. So that's all about today's class. Any questions?